everyone. Today we will be presenting on the impact of virtual mentoring and coaching through Project ETEL. Now, a little bit about our Project ETEL team. We have Dr. Rafael Lara Alessio, who is a principal investigator for Project ETEL and is a Texas A&M University System Regents Professor. He's also the director of the Center for Research and Development in Dual Language and Literacy Acquisition and director of the Bilingual Education Programs. He joined Texas A&M in 1991. He earned his doctorate in educational psychology from the University of Utah. He has been a classroom teacher and an educational administrator as a chief academic officer and university president in his home country of Guatemala. He has taught both pre-service and in-service teachers and leaders. Dr. Lara Alessio has made many contributions to the field of bilingual and English as a second language education, including his influential four-dimensional bilingual pedagogical theory and model designed for classroom observations. As principal investigator, he has led numerous randomized controlled trial studies, and in one of those studies, he and his team investigated the differences between transitional bilingual education and structured English immersion, one of only 3 such projects ever conducted and funded in the U.S. His research also includes virtual classroom observations, teacher professional development, and mentoring and coaching. The Institute of Educational Sciences, National Science Foundation, and Investing and Innovation Fund in the U.S. Department of Education have recognized his work with over $63 million in external research funding. He has secured another $25 million in training grants and contracts from federal and state agencies for teacher preparation and training. Dr. David Jimenez serves as a lead coordinator for Project ETEL. He spent several years working with culturally and linguistically diverse students as a middle and high school teacher at various school districts. During this time, he also served as a social studies department head and AVID coordinator at 2 separate schools. He has a master's degree in Spanish from Texas A&M University. In May of 2017, he completed his PhD in educational psychology with an emphasis in bilingual education at Texas A&M University. His research interests include second language acquisition, literacy development, teacher preparation, and instructional technology. Mayra Vargas is a graduate assistant on Project ETEL. Mayra earned her bachelor's in 2013, focusing on EC through 6 bilingual education. She continued her education and received a master's in international literacy, focusing on second language acquisition from Sam Houston State University in spring 2015. She enrolled in the educational psychology with a focus in bilingual education doctoral program at Texas A&M University fall 2017. Valerie Choron serves as a graduate assistant for Project ETEL. She earned her master's degree in elementary education from Stephen F. Austin State University and has over a decade of classroom experience. She currently holds teaching certifications for EC through 6 along with the ESL and principal certification granted through the state of Texas. She is currently a doctoral student at Texas A&M University. Yessenia Gamez is a graduate assistant for Project ETEL. She earned her bachelor's in interdisciplinary studies and her master's in international literacy from Sam Houston State University. She has 5 years of teaching experience and has also served as a district literacy coach where she has presented and tailored professional development to help teachers effectively reach English learners in literacy. Texas is the second largest state in the United States with a little over 1 million English learners in need of highly qualified teachers from ESL and bilingual programs. As part of this presentation, we will share the research findings related to the implementation of virtual mentoring and coaching and virtual professional development that have increased the number of bilingual and/or ESL in-service teachers in Texas schools. The audience will hear directly from the Project ETEL team, and they will learn how virtual mentoring and coaching can improve instructional practices of teachers who work with English learners and strategies of virtual mentoring and coaching for improving the passing rates of the Texas bilingual and ESL examinations, as well as best practices for designing online course modules and implementing virtual professional development learning activities. Empowering Teachers of English Language Learners, or ETEL, is a project sponsored by the Office of English Language Acquisition. The main purpose of this project is to increase the number of highly qualified bilingual education and ESL certified teachers working with English learners across Texas schools. As part of the project, virtual professional development, or VPD, activities and virtual mentoring or coaching, also known as VMC, are provided to in-service teachers to improve instruction for English learners. Collectively, the VPD and VMC target the following areas: ESL and bilingual education state educator standards, best pedagogical strategies teaching English learners, and improving current teaching practices. All teacher participants submit classroom observation videos, which are then analyzed by project staff through an instrument called Transitional Bilingual Observation Protocol Instrument, or TBOP for short. The TBOP protocol has been applied successfully in ESL and dual language classrooms in past studies. Our research questions include: do teachers' performance on certification exams differ as a result of the project? And do teachers' instructional practices change as a result of the project? Looking at our methodology, an experimental design was implemented that included cohorts of bilingual and ESL teachers randomly assigned to participate in the treatment or control condition each year. Data was collected from, but not limited to, state certification exam test scores, pre- and post-assessments, surveys, and virtual teacher classroom observations. TBOP protocol was used by project staff to analyze classroom observations and provide ongoing instructional support, coaching, and evaluate teaching practices. Project ETEL has served over 90 school districts and 750 campuses across Texas that include rural, urban, and suburban areas. 96% of program completers rate the program as effective in preparing them to serve English learners. 92% of participants strongly agree that they feel comfortable teaching English learners post virtual professional development. 93% of participants strongly agree that they learned many new strategies and methods to teach English learners. 87% of participants strongly agree that they felt prepared to work with ELs. 84% of participants strongly agree that the program mentor provided helpful and constructive feedback. 85% strongly agreed that the mentor was well-versed and knowledgeable in ESL and bilingual education strategies. 96% of school leaders and employers of program completers rated the program as effective in preparing their teachers to serve English learners effectively. The mentoring sessions provided by Project ETEL encourage teachers to reflect on the past, present, and future instruction impacting English learners. In-service teachers get an opportunity to discuss research-based strategies and the importance behind them, such as incorporating visuals, student discourse, and culturally responsive practices. Receiving feedback from an experienced mentor in ESL and bilingual education allows for a rich exchange of ideas that ultimately benefit the students. Thank you very much. We hope you enjoyed our presentation.